Hey, Jacob.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Guess what?
Oh, look what we got here.
We got the bloody Amarok.
Finally.
It's taken quite a while, but we finally got it after it has launched here in Australia, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys because, frankly, car prices and ute prices are going straight up into the stratosphere at this point, right? And this thing is no different. This one here, which is a mid-spec, upper mid-spec, it's about 81,000 Australian dollars drive away because it's got a leather interior pack and also a $1,000 optional paint. But for those people who are looking for a premium ute, you've finally got it, and it's based on my favorite ute at the moment, which is the Ford Ranger. By the way, we will be having a full comparison between the Volkswagen Amarok and the Ford Ranger, and that will be coming out within the next 2 weeks. So you have to make sure you're subscribed so you can see as soon as that one drops. It's more interesting than you might think.
We might have some spicy takes in that video.
We might have some spicy takes in that video. But today we're focusing on the Amarok. This one here has the V6 diesel fitted, and we're gonna take you through the exterior changes, the interior changes. We're gonna see how this drives. Of course, we're gonna launch it, see just how quick it is 0 to 100. Apparently this is a more sporty vehicle than a Ford Ranger. Say about that. And we'll end on, should you buy a Volkswagen Amarok, considering they are very pricey. Jacob?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right, Jacob, what do you think of the front?
I mean, it's a pretty handsome car, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's not too much, you know, it's like not overstyled, and I do like that. Volkswagen do say that they completely designed this separate to the Ford Ranger. In fact, both teams didn't even know what they were designing on the exterior. Who knows if that's true, but I can almost believe it because it's so different. You do have these really cool LED lights here, cool daytime running light. These are actually matrix LED lights, comes as standard on the style. As you're gonna see, you will spend a lot of money, but you do get quite a lot of inclusions. I like the grille, it's not too big. The Volkswagen badge though is massive. And you've also got a little camera there with a squirty boy underneath in case you take this thing off-roading, it can clean it. When you pull your windshield wipers. Down the bottom, you have a faux little bash plate there. Probably wouldn't be using that to go off-roading because you will damage it. But otherwise, it's a nice looking car from the front, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty classic Volkswagen understated design.
Yeah. Let's check out the side. One of the major improvements actually for the Amarok as we come to the side is that this thing is a lot more safe than it was before. You've got a radar down here, you've got cameras up there. If you want to learn more about the safety, you can head to our website, carsauce.com. We have a full written article of this car out now. You read more about that and some other tidbits. Again, from the side, it looks pretty damn different. You've got these 18-inch wheels here. They're wrapped in highway terrain tires there as well. So this thing is definitely the on-road variant of the Amarok range. And you've also got revised dampers compared to the Ford Ranger. So this thing does ride very differently, and you'll see that in a moment. You've got chrome highlights all across the side and also a 360 camera there. You've also got keyless entry, of course, and go. You've also got some side steps here that feel average, but whatever, I guess you can rip them off if you really want to. You've got privacy glass here, which is tinted windows from the factory. You've also got a sports bar here, but you're also gonna notice a lack of a side step like you would get in a Ford Ranger, which is a little bit of a shame because if you come around to the back, you've got to kind of step up there. And the Ford Ranger does come with a little cutout there to more easily get in. Not the biggest thing in the world, but you can see that they definitely didn't collude as they were designing this thing, or else they probably would have put that in there. Check out this taillight though, I really like it. It's like got a 3D effect, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the body color inserts though.
Oh, I don't mind them. I think they've grown on me, but I can understand why you would say that. I do like how Amarok is embossed into the metalwork there. Giant VW badge again. You've also got your towing wiring kit already set up there. Good to go, so that's pretty good. V6 badge and also a 4Motion badge. Of course, this has Ford underpinnings, so to call this 4Motion is just like, what's the point?
It's just badging at that point.
Yeah, exactly right. You might as well just call it 4x4. Sorry, cow's going crazy over there. We do like to take these things really out to the country like they'll be used. Check this out. Oh, super light tailgate. Love that.
That's a nice Ford Ranger feature.
Just like a Ford Ranger. It is really good though. It's got a counterweight down the bottom, and that means that it's just super easy and light to do. Your kids could do it, so that's awesome.
Maybe your kids should do it.
Maybe your kids should do it.
Maybe they should unload the ute once
Why are
in a
you
while.
doing it? Why are you always the one to be doing it? In terms of tub dimensions, it's about 1.55 meters long, 1.62 meters wide, but 1.2 meters wide between the wheel arches, and about 5.1 meters high. And this tub is actually bigger in pretty much every dimension versus the Ford Ranger, so very interesting. You'll have to wait for our full comparison though for us to go more into that. Again, make sure you're subscribed. You'll also see a spray-in bed liner there too. It's always good to see.
No tonneau cover inside though.
No tonneau cover, which at this price point you would almost expect, but let's check out the interior. Alrighty, Jacob, on the interior of the new Volkswagen Amarok, should we start with the good or the bad?
Let's start with the bad.
Start with the bad. Uh-oh. Well, biggest bad for me, frankly, are the ergonomics, because you'll see when we compare it to the Ranger, it's just not as good. For example, you get a couple of cup holders here, but they're at a really awkward angle. And there's no cup holders in the dash like you'll find in a Ford Ranger. Instead, that's where your light switches are. So you get less cup holders and they're at a really bad angle. Some more things. The shifter has been pushed forward, so if you want to access your phone in its wireless charger when the car is parked, it's actually quite hard, especially because your trailer controls are there too. I don't know, man. It's just like ergonomically, not the greatest.
Not the best layout.
No, I think when you compare it to the Ford Ranger, that just does it better. The other thing as well is just build quality, right? Like there's faux wood around, but it has to be some of the fakest looking faux wood I have seen. Like it does not do a good job. It's also not like put together well. This whole top section here raises up. So this is your like upper area of glove box, and it's like doesn't go down properly. So you just gotta wonder like, what is the build quality like? This part here is popping out. There's a part popping out of the door at the front. Look at this, right? This center armrest has a latch. I can lift it up pretty lightly. Like,
you don't even need to use the latch.
Don't even need to use the latch. And so you just wonder like why? What kind of thought has been put into it? I guess there has been thought put into it because first of all, you get a Volkswagen steering wheel and it feels really nice in the hands. You do have a bunch of buttons here. Some are blank. It doesn't really matter though, because you can control this beautiful 12-inch digital instrument cluster right up in front of you. That works super duper well, way better than a Ford Ranger. Then over here, you've got a giant 12-inch tablet, just like the Ford Ranger. However, it just feels a little bit snappier, man.
I think they got a better processor in there.
Maybe something like that. Maybe it's just got less application, so it's smoother. You've also got almost full-size Apple CarPlay, which is just fantastic. Really, really good. Oh, wait, there's one more ergonomics thing, man.
Uh-oh.
It's the air conditioning controls. They don't have them in the Amarok. I mean, they do, but you have to use the screen for it. It's fine, it works okay, but anytime the air conditioning controls are completely relegated into the screen and there are no physical controls, I really don't like that. I really like the look of the interior though, apart from that fake wood. It's like got soft touch materials everywhere. You certainly feel like you're in a more premium car than you would in a Ranger. And so they've really done a good job. In fact, this is the most premium feeling ute, dual cab ute that you can buy on the market.
At the moment.
At the moment. Yeah, sure, something else will come along, I'm sure. Also, this one here is optioned with the $3,000 optional leather seats, and I'll admit, these are really nice seats. They have a cool design to them. The leather feels fantastic too. You can also adjust them in like a bajillion different ways, including under thigh support, which I really appreciate, especially because it just helps you on longer road trips. So that's really good, man. Not only do you get that poorly built upper glove box, you do get a normal glove box, which is huge. That's good. Some cool attention to detail, like these little door handles here have a little bit of like aluminium look material to them. So that's nice. Pretty big door bins there too. So I'm not going to complain about that either. And you've also got a little storage area up top here, which I think is actually pretty cool. And also the speakers in this, even though they're not branded as anything, are really good. Some of the best out there, especially in a dual cab ute. So really, when you're sitting here and you're driving around, apart from the ride comfort, as you'll see in a moment, this thing is a really premium place to be. So I can almost understand how there's that Volkswagen tax. It does feel like a more premium European car. Let's check out the back seats. Okay, so back seats, what's it like back here? I think the biggest thing for me is just how nice these seats are. They feel really good. I feel like I've got heaps of leg support there as well. I'm 5'11", sitting behind myself, heaps of toe room, heaps of headroom, heaps of leg room there too. A little bit weird that you have the opposite effect of this center armrest, because this one you have to really pull. It's got a very strong latch. You got a couple of cup holders and some of that nice leather back there too. Also, as part of that leather package, you do get mat pockets. Very cool.
I think you're struggling with that center armrest because it's childproof.
Perhaps. You've also got a couple of air vents there, a 12-volt socket. Bit of a shame that you don't get the USB-A and USB-C port that you do get in a Ford Ranger, but I don't know. I don't know what that kind of design choice is. Maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know. Quality though, back here, certainly not as nice as up front, but it's still class leading. It's still right at the top of the class. It feels very nice back here. Also, you can lift up the base of the seat and you'll see some storage there, but it is taken up by your tire kit. Not so in the Ford Ranger though. And you can also pull the back of the seat forward and there's a tiny bit of storage, but that's really access for your ISOFIX points. Look, man, I think the interior of this thing definitely feels nicer than a Ford Ranger. It's just kind of up to you as to whether that's worth probably 3,000 more spec for spec.
I think they've done like the bare minimum to still be class leading.
I would agree. I'm like disappointed, but not. And I don't know how to describe it.
It's like we can't be too disappointed because it's still the best you can get.
Yeah.
It's like they could have done better.
I feel like there's just a few little things that if they improve that, it'll be awesome. Should we take this thing for a drive?
Let's do it.
All right, friend, driving the Volkswagen. Oh.
Good pronunciation, bro.
Bit of a fishtailing there. And don't worry, guys, we are going to be putting on the four-wheel drive system in just a moment. But
yes, please.
Let's talk about what's powering this bad boy. Because we have the exact same drivetrain as a Ford Ranger, go figure. It's a 3-litre turbocharged diesel V6. Oh, yeah.
We love them.
Puts out 184 kilowatt of power, 600 newton-meters torque. Class leading figures. One of my favorite engines in any dual cab ute.
Got a bit of grunt.
So it's got that going for it. All that power is sent through. We can put it into 4A here as it's really wet and we're about to go around a corner. Through that permanent four-wheel drive system.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Pretty amazing, actually. And a 10-speed torque converter transmission that works really well. Because in the previous Ranger, which had a similar transmission, 10-speed, not quite the same, they did change out the torque converter. Thank God they did, because before it was pretty bad. But this is really good. You put your foot down, it's responsive, it's fast.
It drops gears really quick.
Really quick. I love how you're death gripping. I can just hear your hands rubbing up against that fake leather.
My clammy palms.
It's like this.
Bro, by the way, this material, very nice.
Feels nice in here, right?
It's very premium.
It does feel more premium inside than a Ford Ranger. But again, the people are going to have to wait for that full review. But as we go around these corners here, ooh, you can feel that this is definitely tuned in a different way to the Ranger because
very
it
different.
Just has stiffer dampers. They went for the sporty vibes is what they wanted to go for, Volkswagen.
Yeah, this is a corner carver.
Corner carver, which...
No, it's not.
Like...
I don't get it.
I don't get it, if I'm being totally honest. Like, this is okay, but you're not buying a dual cab ute to go tearing up the back roads, you know, on a weekend.
No, and it's very stiff.
It's stiff, right? You feel the imperfections in the road. And we don't even have the range-topping Aventura here with its 21-inch wheels. We just have normal people-sized wheels, but still, you feel the imperfections. And I think that's the biggest letdown for me.
100%.
Is that it just, like, it's too stiff.
It is very stiff, and I don't really understand what the reasoning is behind that.
If this thing is going to claim to be a sports car, then we've got to give it the sauce up, sauce it corner, bro. So, in usual fashion, we're going to come to a stop.
I've never been more ready.
Boop. You're going to tickle my little pickle.
There
I'm going to brake boost launch it.
Ooh.
Oh, God, that torque knocks you.
I'm still in four-wheel drive mode, even though it's wet.
This steering, by the way, it has a heavier tune on it. It feels pretty heavy.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Whoa.
Now here we have to cross our hands over for the Ranger, and yeah, we still have to do it for this. Okay. But actually, That's really
Dude, not bad.
good. Look, at the end of the day, this thing really, it's got the underpinnings of the Ford Ranger, which in my opinion is the best driving ute out there. So it's got that going for it. Yes, if you want a more sporty driving, then the Amarok is for you. But like, do you really, like, I want the comfort of the Ranger right now when I'm driving on, the highway.
I completely agree. And you got to remember, this is a utility vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not a SUV. It's a utility vehicle.
Yeah.
So why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
But otherwise, objectively speaking, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I can definitely notice that they've stiffened up the suspension.
It's quite stiff, isn't it? Alrighty, friend, now we're going to launch the Amarok. Let's see what it does. We're going to put the car into 4A, which means automatic, and it should help to modulate the power. You can see up here. Oh, we'll do so there. Let's do it.
Visuals.
Let's brake boost launch it, because this has got a big turbo. Look at the pressure.
Oh my God, the pressure.
Kiss me. Oh gosh.
Oh my God. That pulls off the line.
Why are these so torquey? I love it. Oh, 0 to 100 in 8.18 seconds.
That's better than I expected.
Okay, so final thoughts on this, the Volkswagen Amarok. Honestly, I think it's a really good ute. Obviously, it's based on the Ford Ranger, so of course it's going to be great. That car in itself is fantastic, and I think that this just builds on that, especially if you're looking for that more premium brand. You will be paying a Volkswagen tax just to have the badge. This thing is more expensive than its equivalently spec'd Ford Ranger, so keep that in mind. But it does feel a little bit nicer in a few areas. That just gives it a more premium air. But Jacob, what do you think?
I completely agree. I mean, the package is amazing. I just think its drive comfort it could be a little bit better.
It could be a little bit better, but I guess if you want sporty driving, then that's what you get. But let us know what you guys think down in the comment section, just below that like button. Make sure you're subscribed again, especially because we're going to be comparing this with the Ford Ranger. Click over there if you want to watch our Toyota HiLux review, one of this thing's biggest competitors. And also over there is our GWM Cannon, a really good budget ute. Very much the opposite of this. And of course, over there is our financing. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.